My short game used to be absolutely terrible. It is by no means perfect, but it is heading in the right direction. These are the three things that I did to improve it. We've got 2 setup changes and 1 technique change. So with my old setup position, I would get in a spot where I would get too far away from the golf ball and my hands would get too low. I would almost feel like the toe of this club was sitting up at address. And this caused 2 issues. One, it would cause the heel to enter the ground a little bit more than the toe. And when that heel hits the ground, it is going to dig more times than not. So by getting the toe up a little bit, getting a little closer, getting the shaft a little more vertical, it could make that club get through the grass a little bit easier. The other issue is as I got a little too far away from it, it would cause this club to wrap inside where this club head would get inside of my hands. That is a death move in chipping. So as I got a little closer, stood this handle up to get the toe down, got closer to it, shaft more vertical, it helped me keep that club a little bit wider and more in front of me, helped me get a little bit more of a descending angle of attack on this thing, which helped me shift that low point forward, get ball first, and not chunk these too bad. The next setup change is from this face-on view. I would get to a point where I would try to get my weight forward, and as I would do this, I would almost kick my hips forward so the weight would go to my front foot, but my spine would be angled backwards. So I felt forward, but my spine was back. This is where I would hit back and behind this golf ball every single time. Short game, very different than the full swing. So instead of thinking weight forward, the cue that I would use is I would think center of the chest leans over top of the front foot. And this would help me get my weight much more forward without letting my spine kick back, because now my spine feels like it's back behind that front foot. So that was a huge one. Handle high and forward, center of chest over top of the front foot, and really focusing on keeping it there through the shot, never letting that weight start to dump backward. Third, when we're looking at the technique, I went through a phase a few years ago where I tried to start using the bounce of the club a little bit more to help it glide. The issue with this is as I would start to allow these wrist angles to release, trying to return this shaft to vertical to utilize that bounce and let the club glide, I would hit way before the golf ball. And even if there was bounce to be used, when you hit behind the ball, it's going to be fat more times than not. So this is where I started to develop a little bit of a hitch. I basically got the yips from hitting so many chunky shots. I'd almost anticipate the strike and get a little bit of a head lowering move going. And as I would lower, I would start to drop the hands, which would drop this club way too far back behind the golf ball. So my main thought here was once I got the handle high and forward, got the center of the chest forward, my goal was to feel like my chin stayed nice and high and I never let that head lower through the shot. Like I said, by no means is it perfect, but it is heading in the right direction. Hopefully those 3 tips can help you as well.